Welcome to 50/50 Booking, or as we sometimes like to call it, Tales of Kaylee's Sex Life.
He's not wrong.
He's also non-existent at the minute.
Apparently fingering doesn't count. Anyway. Or Roger the Rabbit.
Just front row on McFly.
Has she run out of batteries or something?
I did after I went to the concert last night.
No, that was me earlier, and I paid £4.50 for these.
Oh, nice. Did your battery... Oh, okay, so your sex toys were okay last night then.
Yeah, my controller for my game console.
Mm-hmm.
My sim got no action.
I'm not just behaving.
And neither did my partner. Anyway.
Yeah, so apparently Aaron gets his controller and he puts up his butt and he waits for his character to get hit so it vibrates.
Wait to get shot by a bot.
Exactly. You would be surprised what that does to people.
Just like Nakamura, good vibrations.
Mm-hmm. That's one way of putting it, I guess. But yes, we are actually going to get underway as well as make lots of remarks and sarcastic comments probably about Kaylee. That, to be honest, that's kind of what we do here.
Yep.
Yes, for those of you unaware, that disembodied voice you hear, that's not Aaron's bollocks actually speaking. It is his other half, that is Kaylee.
Yep.
So, we should probably start with Raw, because obviously it was the first thing. Unless there's anything else you'd like to talk about before we get to that.
Nothing decent enough comes to mind.
Oh, probably should mention something. We didn't mention this last week, probably should mention this. Sophie McMahon taking time away from the company.
Yeah. I mean, she has been there a long time.
Yep. And by consequence, it gives Nick Khan more power.
Yeah. That would explain why some of the stuff's actually been okay this past week. Sarcasm.
I was going to say, did you really think that?
I mean, match-wise, yes. Storyline-wise, no.
Well, to be honest, match-wise, generally, the wrestlers are usually okay. It usually is the storylines that screw this company.
The only decent bit of storyline work, the only decent bit of storyline that I liked this week was SmackDown, and it was a bit controversial, but it was decent enough.
Nothing controversial. After all, that's why you're getting married to Kaylee.
Fair play, dude. Fair play.
Okay, told you. Because Kaylee likes musicians, and that's where she was last night, servicing the band.
Oh, I fucking wish.
Considering one of them's gay, yeah.
Well, that's just a type then, isn't it?
None of them are gay.
What you said one of them was?
Trust me, Aaron would know.
3 of them are married. One of them isn't, but doesn't mean he's gay.
It's a great cover.
I'm gay.
Go away.
But by the way, being married is a great cover for being gay. Trust me.
Yeah, he's always in the closet backstage, but he's not gay.
Did you find Tom
Stop
Cruise in there?
it. Stop being mean.
How long have you known Aaron?
21 years.
Then you should know better, all right?
Torment me all you want, just not McFly.
Did you say Torment McFly? Okay, cool.
No.
I would have to know who they are first, to be perfectly honest.
Their face is a picture right now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Not cool, dude. Not cool.
She looks like my mug.
Not today.
Precisely.
No, I actually don't know who they are, and that's a serious thing.
They're a very cool band that have been together for 19 years.
I'm
So Aaron's
surprised
right.
you don't
So
know who
Aaron's
they
right.
are, because you're
Hang on.
into like death metal and heavy metal and stuff.
So I'm right. So I was right then. Aaron is right. They are gay. They've been together for 19 years. That's what she said.
Woof.
You didn't say they've been a band.
Put it out there.
She didn't
I
say
don't have anything wrong with gays because, like, obviously.
Oh no, we're just taking the piss out of Kaylee here. We don't care if they're gay or not. That's not the point here.
Now, even though I may be getting married next year, there's still a sliver of hope in me that I will one day marry Danny Boyner.
Well, to be fair, you are marrying half a gay.
True.
Why you just put that in my pocket?
That's the money you gave me earlier for your fag papers from Red Bull.
But why?
Because I didn't use it.
And that's the same noise you made last night.
It sounded like a disappointed lawnmower.
It's like a deflated Marge Simpson.
Stop it!
So anyway, Raw started off with
With Kaylee going.
basically, yeah.
It would have been more entertaining though, but go on.
Probably would have been, yeah. But it started with Becky Lynch and a recap of the Lynch, Oscar, and Belair feud that's been brewing for the past few weeks. Becky was in a celebratory mood, but gave us a 2020 history lesson on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view for some reason, and her giving Oscar the title the night afterwards, because obviously she was pregnant. Oscar came out and called Becky a big-time baby, and Oscar said she'd win the title, and Belair then came out and said, no, this title's not going anywhere. And then it all broke down between the three. This led to Belair versus Oscar with Lynch on commentary, and obviously commentary with Becky Lynch is about as much fun as pulling teeth.
Or going to the hospital about your foot.
Yeah, sure. It was a really good match. I feel like we needed to see this to see what Oscar we'd be getting at Hell in a Cell.
Uh-huh.
And after Belair won with a really poor roll-up, it kind of says all it needed to say, really.
Yeah. For those of you who are not aware, I have a thing about roll-ups in matches. And this sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked worse than Kaylee's kick last night sucked.
This sucked worse than Becky Lynch's roll-up last week.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, because it was pretty crap.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that could have made this worse is you could have had McFly involved.
And of course, after Belair won, Becky wasted no time in attacking both the champ and Oscar, leaving them both laying.
Yeah, I was so surprised by that.
Yeah. Baby,
Actually,
might need to turn that off because Peter might get copyrighted on YouTube.
I was going to say, has she got like a voodoo doll she's stabbing with me right now?
Yeah.
She hasn't got any of your hair, otherwise, probably.
Ah, well.
So after this, for some strange reason, we had the Mysterios teaming up with Ezekiel versus Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens. When the Mysterios have been in a feud with what's his face? The guy that constantly had to come every week but didn't turn up.
Veer,
that's the one. They've been in a feud with him, but they was put in a match with Ezekiel against Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy. There was no back-in story to how this team came about. It just happened. And there was no sign of Veer Mahan anywhere. Maybe he's gone back to main event. We don't know.
maybe he's spent.
Maybe he finally came and won't be back for another 6 months.
Exactly, he's spent. He's got no stamina.
So, I mean, this was a good match, but a miscue by Owens got Zeke and Company the win. Kevin Owens super kicked Chad Gable in the face by accident, and Zeke capitalized. I mean, I'm confused about this because I've seen like loads of mixed like things. Ezekiel is Elias, isn't it?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because I've seen like the doctored pictures and I've seen people unediting it, and it's just giving me a headache, to be honest.
No, it is him, yeah.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
Yeah, that's very intentional on their part, is to try and make it.
Yeah, see, I've been told both sides by like different people, and like I don't know whether or not they're telling me the truth or whether or not they're just fucking with me.
Well, you know I like to fuck with you, but not literally. That's Kaylee's job. But in this instance, he actually is Elias.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, it's raining.
It's due to
Is
be
it-
a thunderstorm tonight.
Yeah, is it raining men there?
I wish you could rain McFly.
And wouldn't it be a McFlurry?
Yeah, she could. No, actually, no. I'm keeping that joke to myself. Anyway,
Coward.
final sight. There'll be cream everywhere. All right.
Yes, there would be.
And a shortage of toilet roll, probably.
And that's just from Aaron's response.
So, after the match, Kevin totally lost it and started on the commentary team for some reason. Don't know whether or not this was like planned,
For raisins.
or whether he was just pissed off with the booking, because the way this has been going, it's understandable.
I'd say I personally think it's probably a booking rage because it is fucking stupid.
Then we had a Cody Rhodes in-ring segment, and his promo was saying he respected Rollins, but Rollins was being driven mad by his losses to Cody. He said he was going to leave all his respect for him outside the cell on Sunday, and he was going to hurt him. That brought Rollins out, and for some reason he came through the crowd.
Because
He
he still
said
thinks
he-
he's in the Shield.
Yeah, he said he didn't like Cody, and that's his motivation for Hell in a Cell. Cody didn't want to wait. Rollins didn't want to wait either, but Rollins stopped when he got to the barricade, trying to play mind games. Cody wasn't having it. He jumped the barricade. He went after Seth. And it all broke down, and they had to be restrained. And then Cody went out back, and then Seth Rollins thought he had the last laugh, and Cody came back out again. This was all very 2009.
Also, they're both idiots. It's like they both can't wait. Well, there was no cell, so, you know.
No.
Gonna
If
have
you
to
cut
wait.
this promo in the middle of Hell in a Cell, like the cell would come down and he just sat inside it, it would have made more sense.
Right.
Kind of like Randy Orton did when he cut his promo inside Hell in a Cell. Edge has done it before as well.
Yeah. There's ways to make that kind of promo work, and it has to be in a very specific place.
Yeah. After this all happened, apparently in 2.5 seconds since it had happened, we'd literally forgotten what had happened. So they had to recap the past 5 minutes of TV as well.
Of course it did.
So there was video replays of every single moment that had literally just happened, just to make sure that we remembered, even though I probably forgot it by tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to relive what we'd just seen, and it was stupid. Speaking of stupid, we had Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop.
Mm-hmm.
A good match, but Alexa was put over again. See, I don't have a problem with Alexa being put over, but use a local talent. Why are we using Doudrop? Why are we using Nikki ASH? Why are we using actual talent when there's like stand-ins that could be used, like local talents?
I know you're right, but what it kind of indicates is that the two people two women you just mentioned, they can only got no plans for.
Yeah. We then
That's-
found out.
By the way, if you can hear bangs going off over here, there's actually fireworks going off here. So.
Yeah, if you can hear bangs over this way, it's because it's raining and it's probably thunder.
And
Kelly's watching McFly videos masturbating.
Damn straight, you know it, Peter.
Yeah. That's what that banging is going on behind you.
Yeah, so if I get distracted, you know why, I'm just watching.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Make sure you got some tissues.
Yeah. You see my gamer chair start going up and down as well.
Oh my god!
Is it one of those vibrating chairs?
Unfortunately, no. It's pretty good one, but I got it for £20.
That's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, it's in better days, but it's alright.
Yeah, it could be much worse.
We'll do for now.
Definitely.
So,
We just did Bliss and Niven.
yeah. We then found out it'll be in an actual segment, not in ring, not at the contract signing that we ended up having at the end of the show. We found out that it will be a handicap match between Omos and MVP at Hell in a Cell. So Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley.
I have a question. Who's handicapped exactly here?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
And if Kaylee says me, I'm going to slap her.
Mm.
You gotta get to me first, mate.
I know where you live.
Oh, I'm so scared.
You will be.
So afterwards, we had Miz TV with a special guest, the Street Profits. Not gonna lie, I don't know why this happened. We found out Maurice will be back next week, and then the Profits interrupted him, took his mic, and ran all over his show. And then the Miz lost it, and then the 24/7 mod came out and interrupted even more. He literally joined the fray, and we had 2 title swaps with Tozawa coming out on top as 24/7 champion.
Just gonna bite him.
It just seemed like a wasted segment, to be honest.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Peter.
That's Aaron's line. And you wouldn't know a good time for a cup and smash your ass.
Wow, that was a dig to Aaron.
But Aaron can take it.
it.
Aaron can take it. He's a big boy. That's what he tells me anyway.
I'm not getting it wrong.
But that's what he tells me. I've never looked.
I'm not letting your viewers know how endowed my fiance is. Thank you.
If you want to know more about that, go to Kaylee's OnlyFans, where she will tell you all about it. It's at Kaylee McFly fundraiser.com.
/ caring for colours.
Yeah.
Or caring for caring.
Caring is sharing. Right.
Oh.
Different channel. So
That's After Dark. Anyway, yes.
yeah, this segment was just crap. Made no
Yes.
sense. The only thing we learned from this was Maurice is coming back next week, which is another thing not to look forward to.
Yeah, this segment was a complete waste of time.
Speaking of a waste of time, we have Mustafa Ali versus Ciampa for a US title opportunity next.
Yeah, this was a waste of time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like seeing these two have a match, but this was pointless.
Mustafa Ali and Ciampa are having a great match, and then Theory jumped Ali, causing a DQ, turned around and said, "Oh, by the way, that United States Championship match is now."
Yeah.
We came back after a break, and they literally already rung the bell. Theory hit Ali with the A-Town Down or ACL or whatever.
ACL's your knee joint, right?
ATL.
Okay. Before you said ACL, I was going to say that's your knee.
And then, yeah, 3 seconds later it was over. Ollie did give it his best, to be honest, but Theory just literally took him out.
By the way, 3 seconds and it's over. It's the title of my sex tape.
Yep, find it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all things considered, Ollie gave it his best, but Theory won. Then, as Theory was making his exit from the arena, Adam Pearce confronted him and said that Mr. McMahon himself has said that he wanted to see the match re-happen this Sunday, and it's a proper match, one-on-one for the US Championship.
Yep.
So, but this is good. We're seeing the US title defended on a pay-per-view for a change. Probably be the pre-show, mind you, but this is still good. Progress, kind of.
Yep.
Then we had the Usos versus Riddle and Nakamura in a champion contenders match. It was a pretty good match and showing from the Strong Bros, or as Corey Graves called them, Stallion style. And they won by DQ because Jimmy Uso smacked Riddle in the face with his own scooter. The amount of times this has happened to Riddle, you would have thought he'd given up on the scooter by now.
Maybe he'd like to. Maybe he gets off on it. Because apparently Kaylee does, because she went, nice.
So this gave Riddle and Nakamura a championship match this past Friday.
On SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that when it gets to it.
Oh joy, I can't wait.
And then we had a Judgment Day recap again, and we had to watch Liv versus Rhea Ripley again.
Yeah.
But before that happened, Mustafa Ali was backstage in a segment and got jumped by Theory after he was done being interviewed. Typical heel shit. It was alright.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
say, really.
we ended up having Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the third time in like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley had new entrance music as well, covered by the same band that does Edge's. It's
Ultra Bridge then.
Original theme song.
Yeah, that would be Ultra Bridge then.
Yeah, I believe it's them. I'm not sure, but I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds similar vocally. They've got a very distinct vocal.
I'll look it up. Hang on. You're probably right. I would, but you never know.
While you're searching that, I'll just give you the lowdown on this match.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're probably best doing that in the meantime.
The match started quick, but Ripley just powered through. Priest came out during the break. He was followed shortly afterwards by AJ Styles, and Priest almost cost Liv the win. But Styles knocked him down a peg, and Liv got the W. Then it all broke down, but the lack of edge made it easy for AJ and Balor to stand tall with Liv. Then there was... Yeah, it made it easier for them to stand tall with Liv without Edge being there before Sunday, because there's a mixed 6-person tag at Hell in a Cell. Not sure whether or not it's main card or pre-show, but it's Judgment Day versus Liv Club. That's what it's being called, apparently.
Okay. The songs that changes have been acknowledged, but I can't find anywhere where it says who actually performs the song.
I mean, it sounds exactly the same as Edge's entrance music, so I say it's them probably.
It probably is, but it'd be good to know for certain. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. So, yeah.
I mean, Edge is friends with the band, I think, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Because you got to understand that he does see clearly.
Mm-hmm. Then there was another Rhodes and Rollins recap for some reason.
Because it's the Hell in a Cell match, would be my guess, because it's literally the only one.
Yeah, but also the main event was a segment, and it was Lashley versus Almost an MVP, the contract signing.
Oh, joy. I'm a record for saying this. I hate contract signings as main events. I'm not a big fan of them anyway.
It wasn't interesting enough. We knew it was going to break down, and whoever stood tall would probably lose at Hell in a Cell. Guess who was standing tall at the end of this segment?
Vince McMahon.
Probably laughing his ass off, but Bobby Lashley was standing tall at the end of this segment.
Mm-hmm.
So it foreshadows a bit of a loss for him this Sunday, probably. Which makes sense because he is the one under the handicap, so he can use that as an excuse and it's not as damaging for him. But at the same time, he's going to probably get pinned by MVP.
I would actually argue that MVP's the one that's got the handicap.
Yeah.
But there you go.
If I was MVP, I'd just stand on the apron and hope for the best. I wouldn't tag in.
Well, there's another one whose theme song used to shout with, "I'm coming!"
But he's really not.
No.
It's like Veer Mahan 3 months ago.
Should have given that song to Veer. It would have been quite suitable.
When he eventually came.
Yeah. That's pretty much Raw, though, at this point. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was Raw.
And Aaron's now going to give us a score for it.
I said 2.
Okay. Now Kaylee's going to give us a score for it.
Didn't watch it, so I couldn't.
I want a score.
All right, 7.
I want a divorce.
You're not even married because you have the ring back. You're not having the ring back.
You can have the ring back. You're not having the ring back. Are you marrying Gollum?
My precious.
I once it, it's mine. It's give it to us noses, it's houses.
Oh, right. She's obsessed by a ring.
It's a pretty ring.
You should see me when I fully bend over.
Does it fit on the finger nice and tightly? Anyway.
It really does.
I don't know if this face on one is on.
If the face is like this, it doesn't fit right. Anyway.
So, this week on NXT, things were kicked off by Diamond Mine in a match between Kemp and Strong versus Pretty Deadly. Roderick Strong's motivation for this was he wanted to find Pretty Deadly's kryptonite before they faced the Creeds this past Saturday.
Yeah.
This was okay. I just don't know really why we had to see this.
It didn't serve any purpose, honestly.
No, especially as they lost and caused a bit of disruption in the Diamond Mine.
Yeah.
Because they lost, which made no sense.
Well, it's probably Roderick Strong trying to get out of his contract still.
Yeah. So then we had Solo Sikoa and Duke Hudson and Grimes in a segment, which was okay. Grayson Waller was in a segment was funny, and Waller's mouth got him into trouble with one of the I think it was Jensen or Briggs.
Yeah, Kaylee can relate to that.
Over.
Her mouth got her in trouble.
Yeah. Then we had another sit down segment between Tony D'Angelo and the Stooges and Legado del Fantasma and Elektra Lopez. It was okay. It just seemed like no expenses were spared to make this because they were on a really high priced yacht, and Legado and D'Angelo made a deal for the 3v3 match on Saturday. He said whoever loses joins the winning family.
Yeah, in your mouse, this would take place at.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, it would have been better if they'd have turned it into whoever loses has to disband.
Okay.
It would have been better, in my opinion, because I can't see this working with like whatever side lost this match. I couldn't see it working with them joining the other team because they're two completely different styles.
I think that's kind of the point, to be honest.
But yeah, anyway, after that we had Cora Jade versus Elektra Lopez. Jade won, and it was actually a really good match.
Yeah.
Then we had Wesley segment, which was good, but then Sanga came out and was supportive in that segment, which didn't really make sense after last week's match where Sanga beat him. Then we had Wesley versus Zion Quinn. I'm not sure why Zion is being a heel now or when that happened, but it's not the worst thing. Attitude and all, it actually works, to be honest. But the weird thing about this, Wesley got the win in this match.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit odd too.
Yeah.
But that seems to be NXT booking, and they do the odd shit.
So, I mean, I like Zion as a heel. It works. I think it'd be great if he was paired with someone like Sikoa and they went after the tag titles.
That could work, certainly.
But at the same time, it's NXT, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah, there's a bit coming up, though, where I think pretty much takes the cake for the worst booking of the week. But yeah.
Yeah, we're speaking about the same thing when Roderick Strong shows the Creeds. Roderick Strong gives the Creeds an ultimatum. If you don't win the tag titles this Saturday, you're out of Diamond Mine.
Yeah.
When they were the first members of Diamond Mine, along with Malcolm Bivens, Strong was introduced later on.
Yeah.
Even Ivy Nile's been in Diamond Mine longer than Roderick Strong.
Yeah, way to make it really obvious as well, the result you're going to get in that match.
Yeah. So Joe Gacy had a segment next, which was okay. As creepy as PG can be, I guess. And that's not saying much.
I thought it was piss poor, but there you
go. Breaker responded by saying he was going to rip Gacy apart.
Apparently, Kaylee likes the sound of that because she got all interested in that. Being ripped apart, eh? Is that your thing, is it, Kay? Okay, fine. Right.
No comment.
One leg on one side, one leg on the other. Yep.
And the third leg doing the holding, right? Anyway.
So after this, we had Toxic Attraction and Caden, Chance, and Chu in a championship summit. This was okay. I just don't see the point of this except making Mandy and company look like a joke, and all the challengers stood tall at the end of this.
Yeah, this was dumbassery.
I would also like to
how
point
predictable
out,
this made this.
I would also like to point out this championship summit wasn't for a 6-woman tag and winner takes all. This was actually for 2 separate matches, but there was only one contract.
Yep.
This made no sense. The way that they did this, I thought this was a 6-women tag winner take all.
Which
And then it got to In Your House, and we had the tag match first and then the women's championship match afterwards. And I was just like, but hang on, when was this made? Because they made it sound like one thing and did the complete opposite.
yeah, this was badly done. To be honest, I would have done it as a 6-woman tag match. But
It would have made more sense and saved a lot more time.
yeah, and it would have made this make some bloody sense rather than what we got, which makes this even worse in hindsight.
What followed this wasn't exactly great either, because we had Kiana James and Ivy Nile in a segment, and it did lead to a match, but I really don't like the sexy secretary gimmick that Kiana James is pulling. I don't think it's great.
Dude, what's your words there? Sex. You've got a sexy secretary who's pulling a gimmick.
Yeah, it's literally a cry out for attention.
Yeah, dude, pulling your gimmick is slang for
Okay, well, she's pulling a lot of people's gimmicks then, probably.
yeah. Kaylin,
What's going on?
I don't know. It's not.
Have you
it's
been-
not great?
have you been pulling people's gimmicks?
Sure, why not?
Aaron, you might want to ask some questions.
So yeah. Back to the wrestling. The
Yes.
other thing was the next one was Solo Sikoa versus Duke Hudson, which was a good match, and Sikoa won, which is good because he kind of needs all the momentum he can get right now.
Yes.
Then we had Grayson Waller versus Briggs after he had his say about about the I can't remember, Balin Henley. That's it. After he had his say about Balin Henley backstage, this match was made. He was hopefully going to get his ass kicked by Briggs. Unfortunately, after a distraction by Von Wagner, Briggs was stunned by Waller and lost the match. Then Wagner jumped Briggs, but luckily for Briggs, Jensen came to the rescue with his cast on for his wrist. But still, I don't see why Von Wagner was just stopped when the guy's got a cast on his arm. Like, could have taken him out too if he's so big and bad.
Yeah, but casts are supposed to be like kryptonite to people. Oh, you're supposed to run away from the other cast. It's like, dude, they're already hurt. Just hit the cast.
So after that, we had Ivy Nile versus Kiana James. Kiana James is basically just, as I've said before, a walking secretary fetishist. Sweat dream.
You mean she's a sexutary?
Yeah, sure. This was the first time I'd seen her in action, to be honest, and I was impressed, but not a fan of the gimmick.
Well, the gimmick's not her fault.
No.
You know where that gimmick comes from. It's fucking obvious.
Yeah. But one T-bone slam later, and it was a win for Ivy Nile, as it really should have been, especially when she's facing the NXT UK Women's Champion next week.
Yeah.
So it's good to get her a bit of a push beforehand.
That generally is a good idea.
After the match, Pretty Deadly tried to get into Ivy's head, though, came out and started chatting crap about the Creeds and how they were going to leave Diamond Mine by the end of Saturday night. But the Creeds came out and stood tall next to Ivy. But there was no sign of Roderick Strong and Kemp. So this was really an ununited front.
None of us are surprised by that, let's be honest.
No. Then we had Cameron Grimes versus Nathan Fraser for the main event with Mello on commentary. Hearing Trick on commentary though is really annoying because I'm not kidding. If you close your eyes when Trick's on commentary, it sounds like Donkey from Shrek.
You mean he sounds like Eddie Murphy?
He sounds exactly like Eddie Murphy. And it is so distracting.
I'm donkey. He gave me back job. Hey, donkey.
But the fact that Grimes won this match kind of spelled the end of his title reign on Saturday.
Yeah. There was some very bad booking on this show simply because it made the results of in your mouse very obvious.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it wasn't great this week. I really didn't like it.
So what's your score?
I gave it a 3.
Okay. Kaylee, what's your score?
What did you score it by?
3.
I score it an 8.
Thank you. I think Kaylee understands the gimmick here, which is good.
Yeah, it's men with their top off for her. It's fine.
Kaylee likes male boobies.
I don't know why she scored it at 8 because there's barely any on the show this week.
Yeah, I like women
Anyway.
too.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Appreciate what you like,
There was only one women's match in NXT this week.
Yeah, but that means there's four,
Mm.
You're forgetting about the summit.
Yeah, but that was just stupid.
Yeah, but that's more boobs, you dumb fuck.
True. So that leaves us with NXT UK.
Yeah, it does.
We had Sam Grabwell versus Von Wagner opening up the show.
For
Bear
some
in mind,
reason.
this was Wagner's second match in NXT UK. He's first, obviously, up against Saxon Huxley.
Yeah.
To be honest, this was okay, but I don't get why NXT stars are frequently coming to NXT UK and getting opportunities literally just by asking.
Because NXT is the biggest show and NXT UK is the feeder show, would be my guess.
But it'd be interesting to see whether or not Wagner could do the same if he won this match. And after a Cena-like-ish fireman carry slam, he won against Gradwell. But literally no talking. He just went to the back afterwards, which in my opinion, it's good. Less talking, the better.
For Wagner, yeah. That's why he needs a mouthpiece, because he can't fucking talk.
Yeah. So then we had Amel and Zaya Brookside and her babysitter, apparently, segment. That was good. And ended up with Amel facing Zaya's babysitter. I can't remember for the life of me what her name is. But yeah, they'll be facing each other either next week or the week after. There wasn't any actual telling us of when this match was going to happen. Just a confrontation segment.
I can't think who she is either, but I'm sure it's in my brain somewhere.
Yeah. Then we had Mark Andrews and Kenny Williams in a segment, which was good. Basically, Andrews was about to leave the Performance Center and he caught Kenny Williams trying to remove his front tire from his car.
Fair enough.
Which is a kind of a Kenny Williams thing to do, and especially as they're facing each other next week, kind of makes things a little bit more personal, because if obviously Mark Andrews hadn't have caught him, he probably would have been in a car accident.
Yeah, but at least that's a legitimate piece of damage he would have done there, rather than just like, oh, we threw toilet paper at the window or some stupid bollocks like they normally would do.
Yeah.
At least it's a legitimate reason to actually be pissed off at him.
Then we had Angel Hayes versus Stevie Turner, and sorry, I forgot to mention. In this segment, there was somebody in a hoodie watching Kenny Williams the whole time. He didn't notice, and you didn't really see it unless you was paying attention. But there was a hooded figure watching Kenny Williams from the sidelines. Kenny Williams is stalker, apparently.
Yeah,
Hasn't
it wasn't.
left this side.
By the way, it wasn't me. I don't wear hoodies.
I don't really wear hoodies either.
Kaylee?
What?
Do you wear hoodies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
there
go.
we go.
That's your stalker. Right.
Oh shit. She called me that.
So yeah, then we had Angel Hayes versus Stevie Turner, which was a good match. Turner won, obviously, because obviously it was a put over match, but she used Mass Effect, which is a new move of hers. Not really sure. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it's called Mass Effect.
I say
Probably
I can't remember her doing it before.
No, I mean it's probably got some copyright in there somewhere, especially Mass Effect and Gears of War and shit like that.
Well, obviously Mass Effect is an actual game, so yeah.
Yeah, probably have to try and she should probably change that before she hits main roster.
Possibly, but a lot of the time, as long as it's not, if it's a game and the game's got nothing to do with what the move actually is, generally you can get away with stuff like that because it's not, it won't be confused basically.
No. So then we had Satomura versus Niall announced for next week for the UK Women's Championship. And then we had the main event, which was D Familia versus Mustache Mountain versus Smith and Carter for the tag titles in a triple threat.
Yeah.
And Smith and Carter won after a miscommunication by the champs because Trent Seven wanted to cheat by using the belt. Tyler Bate grabbed the belt and said no. And Trent Seven lost his grip on the title, fell backwards into a very, very good roll-up by Smith. And yeah, 3 seconds later, we had new champions in Smith and Carter.
Yep.
After this, though, after Smith and Carter had left, raising the titles behind them, walking out, Trent Seven turned around and said to Tyler Bate, and he said he's done and walked off. So possibly the end of Mustache Mountain.
You know what they said about being the bearer of bad news, Aaron?
Hmm.
Yeah. Why did you say that to me?
I'm sorry, but it might be the end of Mustache Mountain.
Aaron,
Peter?
would you like to die?
No.
Then don't say it
Just
again.
I'm just waiting to see if you start crying.
No. I will kill the messenger though, so don't say it again.
Don't
Bollocks.
kill my fiance, please, and thank you.
No, you can't spank me. I'm sorry.
I've got an interesting twist on this that I'd like to see.
Go ahead.
Trent Seven joins Die Familia.
Okay. Not the worst idea.
Because he's desperate, apparently.
Yeah.
Even though he really shouldn't be. I mean, at his age, he's had a really good career.
Yeah. Well, it's WWE booking. What the fuck do you expect?
Mm.
But your idea is probably about as good an idea as it could probably be. Honestly, they'll probably do something worse though.
I mean, they could do like a real number on it and make Tyler Bate join them.
They could also have him go over to SmackDown and become.
Ladle to match.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, so NXT UK this week got a 4.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, was it?
No.
No. Kaylee, what's your score?
9.
Thank you.
To be fair, I did watch the Two Mustache Men. It was quite funny seeing them leave the ring.
Question: was this a wrestling show or was this something else?
Oh, you mean the Mustache Mountain who's like not together anymore?
When that says, if I didn't win this, I'm done. Done. Shut up, mate. Fuck off.
You're trying to get her to say it, aren't you?
What?
He's trying to get you to say that they're splitting up because he knows I will kick the shit out of whoever says it next.
They're splitting up.
She didn't really say it though. She croaked.
She kind of. It's almost like she's choking on cock. What's that?
Yeah.
I would say come again, but that'll get her excited.
They're no longer a duo.
They've always been a threesome, by the way. FYI.
Yeah, but the other one's Butch at the moment.
Yeah. Does Kaylee like Butch?
Probably not.
I don't know who Butch is.
No, I said, does she like Butch? I wasn't talking about the person.
Jeez.
Aaron gets it at least.
Oh no, I scored that wrong. I said 6 out of 10. Sorry.
Yeah, you told me 4, so you lie.
Yeah, I was looking at the other score.
Yeah, so you gave it 6. I was going to say 4 seemed a bit low for you. You normally don't get that low for it. And Kaylee, of course, gave it 9 because.
Actually, no, I say 5. It's 5 out of 10.
Okay, you just want to be as different from Kaylee as you can get away with. Gotcha.
I stick with my 9.
You stick with your 6 and 9. Gotcha.
She likes to twist. Anyway.
Yeah. So, did you watch the you know what show, or are we going straight to SmackDown?
Level Up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it the past few weeks because I've literally had to watch it all the day of or the day before we've done the podcast.
Yep, no worries. Just checking because obviously then we did a speed through thing, but obviously if you didn't watch it, there's no point.
No, I haven't watched it the past 2 weeks because obviously I've been like really busy.
Yeah, no worries. I know the feeling. So we're basically straight into SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm really not sure whether or not I'm going to be able to do next week based on the fact that I'm busy Friday and Saturday next week, and those are normally the days that I do.
I was going to say that there's a chance I can't do it either, so we'll see about that.
Mhm.
So,
I was also thinking that there might be a way that I can run this podcast through my stream channel. So I could stream it through my stream as well as on here. Because if you're streaming it on YouTube, I could run the YouTube channel link through my TV, run it through the OBS studio and still have the audio running.
If you want to do that, I haven't got an objection to it.
Because I mean, I just thought it would like widen the audience a bit more. Because I've got my like 400 followers, and you've got your followers on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind. If you want to do that, I ain't got a problem with it.
Just remember to rate it up.
Yeah, I just have to like test run it and stuff, and obviously put 18 plus above it too.
Yeah, because you know it's how I always put mature content and put all the adult locks on and stuff.
Yeah, I've like now that I've been streaming more recently, I've had to put 18 plus on my channel because some people were saying that I used to let my kids watch you, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean, in a way, that's kind of a parental responsibility thing. You should be paying attention to what your kids are watching, but at the same time, I also get that.
People look at my channel and they say, oh, look, a charity channel. He does Minecraft. He does Fortnite. He'll be fine. 5 minutes into a video. Oh, bollocks.
And there's also the fact of, oh, look, he's gay. Who's he going to offend?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Despite the fact of not being gay, he's bisexual.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he buys all the sex, Kaylee, so stop it.
Oh, yes. What am I getting involved?
I'm just a bystander. Emphasis on the buy.
he bystands on his tripod.
The tripod's in front of me.
No, tripod, your third leg.
Oh. I'll take that as a compliment. So, we should probably move on to SmackDown because we've still got In Your Mouse to talk about.
Yeah, and we should stop talking about your kickstand too. Right.
Yeah.
At least until after we've done this, talked about the shows. Right. Yeah. It's a SmackDown.
So SmackDown New Day opened up the show with a recap of what happened last week. Then Kofi and Xavier cut a promo and welcomed out Drew McIntyre to say basically thank you for helping them last week with the Brawling Brutes. McIntyre gave a shout out to Big E and said if they needed a helping hand at any time while E is out, Big D is always ready.
I thought I dreamed that.
What, you dreamed about Big D? Well, I'm not that surprised.
Then the Brutes came out, basically wanted a rematch after Butch rushed the ring and was sent flying by McIntyre. We had an ad break and we came back to a match already halfway through.
Yeah, that's so good when they do that.
Apart from that, though, it was a good match and Butch actually picked up the win. But during the end of the match, Kofi looked like he was injured by Ridge Holland as well.
I've not heard anything, so he's probably okay.
This could just be storyline, but it looked nasty the way that Kofi landed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've not heard anything, so he's probably okay.
I mean, his size probably helped him out because he's a lot smaller than Big E was, but the way Ridge dropped him didn't look good.
Or the reason Big E was able to do what he could do was because of his size. That's why he didn't end up being worse.
Yeah.
Because if that happened to somebody of Kofi's size, then yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. Maybe a tweak, but no break.
Yeah. A tweak, not a twitch, huh?
So,
you do the twitch, don't you?
I do. I really do.
Yeah.
So,
and the streaming thing too.
Oh yeah. So next we had Nakamura and Riddle in a backstage segment, which was okay. Adam Pearce then had another segment, which was with Max Dupree. But I don't like that LA Knight is being used like this. But I mean, at least it's kind of interesting as he's chosen his first client for Maximum Male Models. What I want to happen is he chooses a female client for Maximum Male Models just for a fucking plot twist.
And I know who I'd get to do it as well.
Yeah. Who would you choose?
Oh, come on. It's obvious.
Santina?
Shayna Baszler.
Oh.
Think about it.
Yikes.
Could you imagine somebody trying to say something about it and she's like, no, I want to be a male model. I'd be, okay.
Yeah.
Who's really going to tell her she can't do it? Really? But it needs to be someone like that if you're going to do that, because it has to be somebody who's either really super muscular woman or a really feminine woman who's just like, I just want to be a male model. Because you've got either leading right to the comedy or going to the badassery of it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who it is. That's the only thing that's saving this at the moment, who he's going to be working with.
Yeah, it does help.
If there wasn't anything like that, then I'd have lost interest already.
Yeah. So, Kaylee, bear this in mind for future reference. Aaron likes to anticipate, so you've got to build it up and make him really want it.
She's out smoking right now.
Exactly, anticipation. Anyway.
So, following this, we had Humberto versus Jinder Mahal. The funny part about this was the kiss cam this week. Again, the model was in the crowd waiting, and then by the time that Jinder Mahal had made his entrance, she was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Gone. But Humberto did actually kiss another member of the audience, a lady in the front row, as well as the kiss cam person, which was a bit okay.
I personally didn't see the point of this, but there you go.
No. Another pointless thing, Jinder was saying no dancing every time to Shanky before he came out, and then every time Jinder turned his back to Shanky on his entrance, Shanky started dancing.
Well,
So it's like this is a musical statues gimmick.
yeah. This kind of, for those of you who remember, this is kind of like what happened with Miz and Mizdow eventually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the only thing that was good about this, actually, Shanky's dancing actually worked out in Jinder's favour because he distracted Humberto and got Jinder the win. Then Shanky danced and also got the ring announcer on side too.
Mm-hmm.
And the ring announcer seemed to be enjoying herself.
Yes. Good for her.
Yeah.
I always think it's good when they actually do interact and just don't, are just like, and I have now won this match. You know. Show some personality, for fuck's sake.
Thing about it was, though, Jinder just walked off. He didn't care what Shanky did after the match. He just literally walked off.
Well, he shouldn't. The match is over. Why should he care?
Yeah, he didn't tell Shanky off for dancing either. Just left him to do his own devices, I guess.
Well, I think you look at it this way. It's a case of, I've already won the match at this point, so I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only a case of he's going to be like, don't do that during my matches.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be like a Lord Tenzai and Brodus Clay kind of tag team. That's where I see this going.
That I wouldn't be surprised.
He's going to just keep on pushing him until Jinder's dancing with Shanky in the middle of the stage.
Yep. You got to bear in mind that once upon a time, Jinder was in 3MB. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So then the women's six-pack challenge #1 contenders match, which was Gonzalez versus Shotzi versus Aaliyah, who was then locked in the women's locker room by Shotzi, because this is a reoccurring thing now that's happened for the past 3 weeks.
They lock each other in rooms, yeah.
Yeah, it went to break. We found out that we found out that somebody was trying to get the door open because they couldn't find the key that was in Shotzi's pocket.
Maybe it was a forbidden door.
Maybe. I mean, all I'm saying is I'm glad that this was a six-pack challenge and not a gauntlet match.
Yeah.
It would have just gone on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Mm.
But obviously saying that, we did get an interesting winner.
Yeah. So this turned into Gonzalez versus Shotzi versus Baszler versus Xia Li versus Natalya versus Aaliyah ? And there was 5 women in the ring, and Shotzi was telling the ref to ring the bell, and then Aaliyah slid in behind her, the ref rang the bell, and Aaliyah got Shotzi with a double leg takedown, and it all went to shit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Then, Aaliyah was in the match for quite a while until she got gut wrench suplexed by Shayna Baszler and landed on her head. It was a nasty suplex.
Yeah.
And we didn't see her again for the rest of the match. So I think this match was stopped prematurely. I don't think Natalya was supposed to win this.
That's why I said an interesting winner.
Yeah, I think she took the initiative and ended the match. Because you saw her bump into the referee and whisper something in his ear as well.
Yeah. This was definitely a veteran thing, I think. She understood something was wrong and went, right, I'm taking it home.
Yeah.
And rightly so, too.
Yeah, and Natalya won. And, but the weird thing was, though, when Ronda got in the ring afterwards and went face-to-face with Natalya, they both seemed happy about it.
Well, Natalya helped train her, so there is a history there.
Yeah, I guess it was kind of like a like mentor versus mentee.
I think
mentality.
that may be what they're going for.
Yeah. And then we had Braun Strowman 2.0 return. For those of you who didn't see it, Madcap returned in the back of an ambulance, opened both of the double doors, and flexed. It was just like, all I saw in this segment was Braun Strowman and the doors opened and Madcap was standing there instead, and I was like,
Look at it this way. You have the M&S version, which is Strowman, and Madcap Moss is the Pound Man version.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't English, I'll put it to you this way. It's like having the Walgreens version and then having the dollar store version.
Yep. So then we had Madcap's new look as well. He was wearing like all black ring gear, no suspenders.
Yeah.
And he came out to the ring and told us that the old Madcap, the Joker, was dead and buried. So he called out Corbin and he came out and said Madcap missed him and he wanted his job back. And basically Madcap told him where to go. The two went back and forth until Adam Pearce came out and said, "Oh, I like the sound of this," and put the two in a match and made it official. So we have Madcap versus Corbin, which is what we all kind of wanted after like what had happened the past 4 or 5 weeks.
But
after a cowardly start by Corbin, he got his and then some, but Moss lost the match due to a DQ.
yeah.
What I didn't get was we then had an Usos segment, which was okay. And then we had a Corbin who was licking his wounds and trying to get out of the building, an Adam Pearce segment, and he found out that he'd be in a match with Madcap on Sunday, which would be no holds barred.
With no build-up.
Yeah.
Or reason to explain why it should be no holds barred.
You can say it was built up because of the DQ finished the match and like the fact that the way that Corbin injured Madcap with the trophy was kind of DQ, kind of. There's been a lot of weapons and uncontrollable figures in this storyline so far, so it makes sense, but only if you've been paying attention to the storyline.
And how many people do you reckon have paid attention to it?
Depends how much of a wrestling fan you are and how much you care about Corbin and Madcap.
Yeah, kind of my point. Well, yeah. We will talk a bit more about, obviously, said match because we are going to talk about Hell in a Cell stuff. So.
Yeah. So then we had Gunther versus Ricochet announced for next week, not Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of a promo from both of them, which it felt like it had been wrote in like 5 minutes, to be honest.
It probably was.
Then we had Riddle and Nakamura versus the Usos for the tag team titles. The Usos injured Nakamura early and he had to be carried out back. Riddle was left alone on a 2-on-1 situation, but not gonna lie, it didn't look that way. Riddle was dominating by himself.
Yeah.
Riddle had it won, but then all of a sudden, even though he knew that Roman Reigns wasn't there, his music hit and it distracted Riddle long enough for him to hit the Super RKO, but he got splashed afterwards by one of the Usos and pinned for the 1-2-3. And then it cut to the back and Sami Zayn was in the audio truck. and he was the one that played Roman Reigns' entrance and music and cost Riddle the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, I like this because good writing and good use of Sami Zayn,
At least it makes sense, yes.
but it's Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
If this would have been like a hooded figure and then Sikoa was introduced as like another bloodline rep, that would work for me. But he's not. It was Zayn.
There you go.
So yeah, that was SmackDown. What I did like was Riddle chased, ran up the ramp and went after Zayn, and it ended with Zayn getting his ass kicked. But then the Usos saved Zayn. I was like, okay.
Maybe Zayn's had a transfusion to become a member of the bloodline.
Well, I mean, apparently he's an honorary member, but it just doesn't make sense or sit well with anybody, I don't think.
It's WWE. Do you think most of this shit makes sense, honestly? So, yeah. That's pretty much SmackDown, though, so which means you need to give us a rating.
See, I gave it a 5 because I didn't hate it, and it was probably the best show of the week.
Okay. That's fair enough. And how many hand jobs did you give it, Kaylee?
12.
Thank you.
She just likes Sami Zayn because he's ginger and very
I
freckly.
don't like Sami Zayn, actually.
Oh, she does. She can't get enough of Sami Zayn.
Does he look like one of these members of McFly, then?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, he ain't.
He looks
ain't
like
gay,
all
is
four of them. All four of them are just Sami Zayn.
Totally not.
Also, he's not gay, so that doesn't really work, does it?
Woof.
He's Canadian. It's good as.
Isn't one of those members of McFly gay?
Mm-hmm.
I heard this.
Oh, we thinking McBusted. I can't remember.
Yeah, I heard this rumor. It's something about one of them being gay.
Definitely busted.
Busted is not, maybe.
Okay, so lastly we have NXT in your house.
It's not lastly, but yes, next is NXT in your house.
So we had Legado versus Tony D and the Stooges. Loser joins opposing faction. A breakdown early led to a chop block to Escobar, which looked like it might have caused a bit of a problem, but Legado seemed to just bounce back, and he was fine later on. This was just basically chaos, with both sides trying to one-up each other, and a question of who would be on top when the dust settled. And the ending of this actually was quite entertaining.
Aaron is on top when the dust settles, like judging from that laugh from Kaylee.
So yeah,
I'm not here to disrupt the dispute. That's what I'm going with me being right. So yes, anyway, you were saying.
This was actually quite entertaining. The ending of this match involved a knuckle duster and a crowbar. One of the Stooges got smacked in the face with the crowbar by a Joaquin Wilde, and Escobar was about to hit Tony D in the face with knuckle dusters. Tony D grabbed the knuckle dusters off of Escobar's hand, kicked him out of the ring, and then punched Joaquin Wilde in the face with the knuckle dusters, KOing him on the spot. And the one of the Stooges that got hit in the face with the crossbar was literally against the turnbuckle. So the other Stooge literally just pushed him on top of Joaquin Wilde, and there was the 3 count right there. Both KO'd, completely unaware of what was going on.
Both obviously need to be hospitalised and can have reconstructive surgery on where they got hit by those objects.
Yeah, but both of them. Legado lost.
Yep.
So I was a bit shocked by this, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested to see how they use Legado now, being as they're part of Tony D's family.
Yeah, this is what I meant earlier about maybe the idea for this is for it to be a mishmash.
The interesting thing about this is that I've heard rumors that backstage Elektra Lopez and Tony D have been hitting it off. So we might have another index thing happen here.
Also, she's been hitting the D, huh?
No. Everybody loves the D.
Apparently so. I'm not a big fan of it myself, but I know Aaron is half partial, and Kaylee apparently is very partial. So that's three of the people.
I'd say more of a third, to be honest.
Okay, so Aaron's a third partial, and Kaylee is very partial. I'm not partial at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Hmm? Huh?
We're talking about Dick.
I love it.
There you go. Kind of the point I was making. You love it. Aaron likes it a quarter, and I'm not a fan.
So after that match, we had a Lash Legend segment for some reason, and it was just I switched off because it's Lash Legend.
I don't
I'm
know.
not a fan.
Loving your headphones, by the way.
Then we had Carter, Chance, and Chu versus Toxic Attraction, all titles on the line. That turned out to be Carter and Chance versus GG and JC for the tag team titles.
Yeah,
This
you
made
may.
me automatically think, "Oh, this isn't gonna. This is gonna be a retain."
Yeah, the minute this wasn't a 6-woman match, it kind of told you.
Yeah. It was a really good match, but Toxic came out on top, and it wasn't clean, but that's not a surprise. It's
I'd happily be involved in a 7-way. 6 of them against me.
Yeah, I could see that. Booking.
All consensual, of course.
Booking. Ricochet's standing there with his hand out for the tag, though.
I'm not greedy. Once I've had my go, I'm happy to tag him in.
He's already been with one of them, so.
Exactly. That I don't mind sharing.
So then we had Pretty Deadly in a segment singing for some reason, and I was like, no.
Let's just skip this part because Aaron does not like Pretty Deadly. So let's just
no more
get
singing. No more Deadly singing. It was Cat's Choir.
Yeah. Let's spare Aaron having to talk about this shit. So come
Then
on,
we
let's go
had
to the next bit.
the Creeds warming up. So it just showed the two opposing teams doing what they do best. The Creeds were wrestling. Pretty Deadly were being twats.
Yeah.
Next we had Carmelo Hayes versus Cameron Grimes for the North American Championship. This match was good, but it was an uphill battle for Grimes the whole time because Trick Williams was on the outside helping whenever he could.
Sounded like Donkey the entire time.
Yeah, Trick came through and cost Grimes the win, basically, and Melo won the North American Championship for the second time.
Yeah.
Then we had Wendy Chu with her entrance, which was kind of funny. I bet Peter liked it.
Does do. I think she's great.
However, Wendy Chu's entrance was kind of the highlight of this match.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
Wendy Chu fell short of winning the title match after a spine buster on the outside almost cost her the match to start off with because of close to a 10 count.
I didn't think Chu was going to win this match at all, but the entrance was definitely the highlight of this.
The match continued. Mandy destroyed Wendy's favorite pillow, and that angered Chu, which gave her a bit of new life in the match for a little bit. But one Rosebud knee strike later, and Chu was out for the count. So then the whole of Toxic Attraction came out and celebrated to the ring, and absolutely nothing happened. I thought that something was going to happen here, like a new faction show itself or something, but we literally just got ad break.
Should have had a challenger as well of some sort, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this led to Stratton and Perez facing off in a segment because they're the finalists in the breakout tournament that I thought was supposed to be happening. at In Your House, but it didn't happen.
I think it's NXT this coming week.
Yeah, from the sounds of things. So that just didn't make sense to me. Then we had the Creed Brothers versus Pretty Deadly for the tag titles, and of course the Creed Brothers won, especially after the ultimatum earlier in the week. It was pretty obvious what was going to happen.
And let's be very clear, Aaron hates the fact that the Creeds won this. He really wanted Pretty Deadly to retain.
Yeah, I really did. And I want to listen to their album on repeat all day.
Funny you should mention that. I've actually got you that as a wedding present.
Where's Peter's invite? I'm going to burn it.
Wait, what's the present? And I'll decide whether we burn it or not.
It's a Pretty Deadly musical album, which Aaron loves.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Why not? You can come.
But what about the present?
Oh, that can come too, just to annoy him.
I will burn it in front of you.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, you'll hear the dying screams of singing coming from the edge of
It's okay, we'll do it so that the DJ will play it for our first dance.
Yeah, I can send it to you by MP3 and stuff. Yeah, that's a great idea. Aaron's like, I want a prenup.
I mean, Kaylee earns more money than me, so she should probably get the prenup.
Now, your prenup would be no Pretty Deadly.
Oh yeah, that would be my prenup. No Pretty Deadly.
And no Gabe McFly members in my bed.
Yeah, true. So then we had Braun Breaker versus Joe Gacy for the NXT title.
Yep.
A couple of Guerrero tricks later, Gacy almost got him for the win, but one spear and a military slam later, and Breaker was victorious.
I'm so not surprised by the result of this match.
No, I feel like they're trying too hard with Gacy, giving him kind of like a Phenom kind of vibe, but it's just really not working because he's got too much of a baby face.
Be like you.
That's fair. He is what I would say. Let's put it this way. This goes back to the thing I was saying before. You've got Bray Wyatt, who is Walgreens. You have Joe Gacy, who's Poundland.
Yes. And it really doesn't make much sense because Joe Gacy in his in the Indies, he was the king of the deathmatch.
Yeah.
So this is what happens when you put somebody like that in an area like this. When you PGify a deathmatch guy.
If you want to one idea of someone who had a similar issue with WWE, Moxley.
Mm-hmm. He's apparently going to possibly be returning to WWE from a couple of things I've heard.
I know things. No. Especially after what happened on Friday.
I haven't watched this week's yet.
Oh, okay. Something happened on Friday, which will make it a bit more obvious.
I was about to say, why are you giving me this?
Oh, look, it's your penis. I didn't know it's detachable.
Nice.
Find a penny, pick it up all day long, you have good luck.
Penny or a penis? What are you talking about now?
Why do you have no back on your Xbox controller?
Because it's broken.
Okay. By the way, we should also you also need to go a rating for In Your House.
What?
You didn't rate it.
Oh, 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Kaylee,
the storyline was shit.
I gave it a 1.
you gave it 1, did you?
Yeah,
Well done. That's the spirit.
thank you.
Especially since it took place on Saturday, so I'm sure you gave something 1 on Saturday.
Meow.
Hey, for all I know, that was you, Aaron. I don't know. Was that Goofy having a heart attack? What the fuck was that?
Sure.
let's go with that. After all, Disney could do it dying. Anyway.
I think that's the quickest you've ever actually spoke about wrestling.
It's not. We've actually managed to do one before in about 45 minutes.
Oh my god, it must have been shit.
No, there was only 2 shows that week.
No.
We've actually got through 5 shows.
Yeah, best week ever that week. Only 2 shows.
Yeah. There was also the one where we just did AEW stuff, which actually that was quite quick. And also
I
that
don't
was
think
a
I
bit-
could do shows on AEW because I enjoy it too much. And if I started
Yeah,
getting
but-
into the
but that's-
nitty-gritty stuff, I wouldn't enjoy it.
But that's why one of the reasons we don't do it.
Mm.
So
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
we should have Kaylee review Disney movies and I tell her why they're bad.
Oh my
I'll
god,
start
bet.
with Little Mermaid, please.
Bet. I would gladly do a show about that.
Ruin it.
You couldn't
Okay.
ruin it for me.
Aaron knows better.
No, genuinely, you could not ruin any Disney film for me. Loving the rubbing of the hands.
Excellent. Because I know I can do it.
Bet.
The thing is, other than this show, once upon a time there was actually a film show that went out on this channel as well, so I can do that.
The Broken Film Show.
Yeah. And there's been shows where I've talked about Disney before, which involved people who were Disney fans, and they were very disturbed by what I explained to them.
I liked it when you did the Broken Film Show about the Mummy and the Mummy Returns, and I had input on that. You had input on that, and we literally just wrecked it.
I see, I don't like those, so.
Yeah, you just like the Return of the Dragon Emperor, don't you? Or did you like the Scorpion King?
He's not wrong, is he?
I love the Scorpion King. Return of the Dragon Emperor is shit, but there were some good looking dudes in it.
What? The Arm End of the War, good looking. What? Oh God, that's horrifying. Aaron, you should be really concerned about her.
Could have been worse. Could have had hots for General Ming.
I was on about the kid that grew up.
That's a fact. Oh, you mean their son?
Yeah, there's some. I mean, Brendan Fraser weren't bad either.
Brendan Fraser is basically like Daddy DeVito.
He's fucking fine.
I mean, now he
Well-
is, yeah, but there's a reason that happened to him. But I can understand her liking him in that
He's
film.
not fine now. Have you seen him?
No, he's not fine now.
No, in the film.
In the film, yes, please.
I'm talking about in the film. Now, yeah, there's a reason he is that way now. There's actual proper reasons why. It's not because he just
Let
Why not?
himself go.
yeah. Basically, that's a trauma thing. He went through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I still rate him as an actor, so it's good.
Harvey Weinstein.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just say Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah. I'm not elaborating more than that, but that's one of the main reasons he looks the way he does now. If you don't know who that is or what that is, you'll have to search up. I'm not talking about it on YouTube because they get very bad about that.
Yeah.
I know who Harvey Weinstein is.
Do you know what he did?
Yes.
Well, there you go then.
That's why I just clarified to make sure you did say him.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I've heard the name.
He used to be a film producer.
Oh. Oh, yeah. I mean,
If that helps.
yeah, that really helps. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
I
why.
understand why we can't talk about him on YouTube.
Yeah, they get really
Yeah.
about that.
It's like Amber Hearst. Wait, never mind.
Do you mean that former Aquaman actress? You mean that one?
The turd.
Yeah.
The turd, yeah, the turd works.
The one who's now starring in Squid Games, but in real life to pay Johnny back.
I
Nice.
love you.
Nice. Actually, I've got something to show you, by the way. Now you say that, but that was a good one. I like that. A friend of mine sent me this earlier, as soon as that particular subject come up, and I think it's kind of appropriate for every guy in the world out there. Let's see.
I mean, I can just see his damn fine face.
Johnny Depp.
The first man to ever win an argument with
Nice.
I like that. Picasso.
It seemed appropriate. My friend knew that would tickle me, and it did. I did find it funny, and I shared it with a bunch of women I know.
Do you have a death wish?
Oh no, they all found it hilariously funny because they all fancy Johnny Depp.
Oh, good.
You send it to me, I'll put it on my story. That'll get a lot of laughs.
I'll send it to you if you want it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait for my phone to blow up. Oh,
Then you can send it to me, and then I can just have it because of Johnny Depp.
Okay. Just give me a sec, Aaron, and I'll send it to you. I'll send you.
He was in 10.
Right.
yeah.
I wish I knew when and where. I would have gone on a little school
Oh.
trip.
Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, yeah. That should be it, I think.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got a jar of duck. I got a jar of duck. Guess what's inside it?
Depp.
I helped a friend of mine film a couple of TikToks the other day, and they were Johnny Depp ones, and that was one of them.
I love him. And his
I'm
brother, Baby Walker.
I'm just happy that lying little scheming bitch got what she fucking deserved.
Honestly, same.
So, because the big issue I have with that lying scheming turd of a bitch is not even the fact that she's a lying scheming turd of a bitch. It's the fact that she's now going to make it harder for any woman who legitimately has that happen to her.
Yeah.
To come out.
Yeah.
Come forward.
Because the thing is, right, and this is where the Me Too thing to me, and this is a pet peeve I have with it, is bullshit. I very much believe that a woman should man or woman should be able to come forward and say if this happens to them, right? Okay. I disagree with the "you must believe them" thing. I believe you should take it seriously, though,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and hear it out. But don't assume it's the truth. That's what investigating by the police is for.
Precisely.
That's my opinion, anyway. Because, for all you know, it could end up being something like this turd. So, have you heard, by the way? Apparently, she's broke and she can't pay him.
Well, she owes him 15 mil and she's only worth 7.
Yep,
So how's that going to work for her?
she's bankrupt basically, unless she can find an asset from somewhere or some sort of method to pay him.
Just sell her bruise kits.
Also, if it comes through, he can actually go through law and actually seize her property, so he can seize her house,
Oh, nice.
and also her earnings from any potential films or stuff she ends up doing in the future,
If she gets any.
and also also the money from her OnlyFans account.
You love OnlyFans.
Well, you know that's what she's gonna fucking try and do. A GoFundMe got taken down.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
That says all needs to be said. GoFundMe are pretty open when it comes to their donations.
Yep. There you go.
Speaking of donations, this month I'm streaming in aid of the LGBT Foundation, an organisation, and it's an organisation known as the BU Project. And if I hit my £50 charity donation goal by the end of the month, I will be doing a 5-hour drag stream.
That I would be doing makeup for.
Segway.
So So if you guys want to see me all dragged up for 5 hours straight playing
In
video
your fiancé
games
clothes.
in women's clothing,
Or
the
as I
link's
like,
in the bio.
or as I like to call it, what he looks like on Saturday night.
I've never worn a dress in my. Actually, no, I can't say that.
Don't lie.
I was young and I had I had no common sense, is what I had.
Last week doesn't count as you being young, by the way.
No, I'm talking about being 13 years old and offering to model for my cousin.
Was your cousin called Harvey by any chance?
No, and she wasn't very good at making dresses either.
I see.
Yeah, she said, "I got some clothes I want you to model," and they ended up being dresses.
Well, you must have.
I've never worn a pair of curtains before, but it wasn't really great.
Well, you must have a fabulous figure, darling.
He does. He's got an arse that any woman would die for.
It's just the arse. If you want pictures of me, just go check Instagram. It's not that hard.
Well, you can go check out really
Caring
caring
too
with
much with colours. On OnlyFans, yeah, sure. I might make that just to like annoy people.
Yeah, and you know what you do? You sell pics, right? But you just sell like charity related ones.
Just to, like sat there on the bed completely naked, just with a Care Bear covering my junk.
Or the pride flag, you know, some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Anything to pay off our wedding.
It's for a good cause.
I'm not condoning this, by the way.
You just did. You gave consent. I heard you. Right.
Fudge, I just remembered next Saturday's Canterbury Pride.
You're
no,
working.
I'm
Well,
working.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Pride Month for those of you who are unaware. So,
Oh, son of bitch. I could go in the morning. No, I'll start at 12. Well, I'm pissed now.
that's all right. You can go out briefly and then go back in. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to be able to go Pride this month. I'm really looking forward to it.
I thought you did the classical gay thing. You just come out for a bit and disappear back in.
No, I'm supposed to be going to Pride next week because it's Saturday in Canterbury. I
Yeah.
was looking forward to going and seeing that all BU project people and everything, and I've literally just realised I'm busy this Saturday.
Yeah. Kaylee's tied him to a bed and shaking his brains out.
No, hopefully that'll be tonight.
Is that to celebrate Pride Month?
We'll celebrate it, all right.
Yeah, I'll wear Kaylee as a hat. Sorry, face mask.
Echo.
It's dark in here. Here.
Is there
Wow. Nice to know what you truly think of my vagina.
Hey, I've never seen it. I'm just making jokes. Aaron's the one you should be concerned about.
Hello.
All you got to do is next time just say, "Sit my face and tell me that you love me." And if he doesn't, you just stay sat on his face.
How can I say I love you when she sat on my face?
Well, it depends on how good you are in your mouth.
True.
See? A cunning linguist would find a way.
Ventriloquism. Is it in yet?
Did you just make my vagina talk to me?
bet some ventriloquists have a lot of fun doing that.
I seriously suspect people like Jeff Dunham literally just make
Yeah.
their penis on their people's
God.
vaginas talk to each other. Yeah.
Make the lips move.
Hey, look, he can talk without moving the lips.
Which ones? She's trying not to laugh.
You mean she's trying not to move her lips?
Sorry, it's a bit cold out. I had a haircut yesterday.
Here's my question, Kelly. You trying not to move which set?
I
of
wasn't
lips?
talking about you. I was talking about ventriloquists doing it in general. Jesus.
Jesus was a ventriloquist? That I did not know.
It was Thursday. Thank you very much.
There's a question. Kelly, do you like bowling?
No.
Why not?
The one hole ain't going in, mate.
Oh, I just figured you just didn't like being picked up and fingered and thrown down an alley.
The one in the stink ain't working for me, I'm afraid.
Strike one.
How many can she hit?
Well, that's a turkey.
Turd. She hits a turd. Amber turd.
Objection, hearsay.
You're badgering a witness. It's your witness.
And badgers are almost extinct.
Oh, dear. Yeah. For some at the end of the show, we've gone on to talking about pop culture and Kelly's sexual proclivities. So, no more show, really.
When do we not talk about my sexual proximities?
Proclivities, not
Or
proximities.
whatever the fuck it is.
Well, proximities is what's close to you, and proclivities is what you enjoy doing.
She has a point.
Well, you'd know more
Right at
than
the end of her.
I was going to say you'd know more than I would. Yes.
Where you found it?
Woof.
Wow, you must have been one of the very few men who've ever found the clip.
It's in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Did you wear a snorkel mask? Did you go spelunking? Deep sea fishing?
Right.
Did you get a trawler?
Next, it's going to be your dick.
What was that, Marge? Okay. Well, I should probably get going because I've got a busy day tomorrow.
He's got to be told off as well. Yeah, you do know we are still live, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, so let's wave goodbye to the live audience anyway. So, yeah, you guys can check out Aaron's streams for the rest of this month. He will be doing for these new charity. I've already updated the information down below, so that's all done. So, Aaron will be doing his streams when he can. So, it depends on his work schedule. I'm sure he'll let you know if you follow his social medias and stuff.
Yeah, I should be streaming Wednesday this week and Thursday, hopefully.
Cool.
And then
Let's-
possibly a
let's see.
follow-up on Sunday before, obviously, podcast if we do it.
Yeah, it depends on whether we're free or not. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I might end up being free, but it's just whether Aaron is as well. But I know the following week I can't do it. Not
No,
next
it might be
week.
2 weeks before we see everyone again then.
Yeah, because I've actually got events to do on both Saturday and Sunday. Not this coming week, the week after. So,
How are they going
And-
to live
Fair
that
enough.
night about my sex life?
we can do a special show if you like.
And it's on OnlyFans.
Photographic evidence and everything. Join
Yeah.
the Patreon.
Subscribe, yeah. Yeah, you can come and watch out the Patreon show, because on the Patreon shows we can do things that we can't do on YouTube, such as like sing karaoke and shit.
Don't want to be an American idiot.
I remember having the music as well,
Fuck!
because we can actually play the music and stuff because it's not going to be on the YouTube.
Don't want to be a
Exactly.
Canadian idiot. Don't want to
He
be
doesn't-
part of the Chris Jericho Appreciation Society.
He doesn't want to be a Kent-ish idiot.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No.
No, exactly. So, yeah. As far as things like that go, you need to find out about Punk. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Something happens, you need to find out.
Well, I'll watch it in bed. That'll be fine.
Just make sure you're on top.
I'm sleeping out here tonight.
Considering I've got no idea where you are right now, that could be almost anywhere for me. For I know, you're talking about in the garden.
We don't own a garden.
Again, I don't know that. I've not seen where you are.
I could give you a tour. It would literally just be a 360 of the camera.
I live in this room. She doesn't let me out the closet.
No, my suitcase is over there.
Wow, she lets you have a suitcase. You're privileged.
That's my room.
Are you like that Newt Scamander guy from Fantastic Beasts? You actually have to climb inside the suitcase.
Yeah.
Wow.
We gotta go because I got a face. She's got a face on her that says I'm gonna be whipped.
Guess who's into whips and chains? Kaylee.
Too bad he never uses them.
Sorry, what? I didn't quite catch that.
I said, too bad he never uses them.
Oh, okay. So he's not Christian Grey. Gotcha. Okay. So there we go. Anyway, we should probably let all the people disappear who are alive right now. So we'll say goodbye to you people.
Bye.
Bye.